So yesterday, I turned on my email to find a statement from Lars von Trier, which had been sent to me and which you've probably all read about in the press since then. Here's how it goes. It says, "Today at 2 p.m, I was questioned by the police of North Zealand in connection with charges made by the prosecution of Grasse in France from August 2011 regarding a possible violation of prohibition in French law against justification of war crimes. The investigation covers comments made during the press conference in Cannes in May 2011. Due to these serious accusations, I have realised that I do not possess the skills to express myself unequivocally, and I have therefore decided from this day forth to refrain from all public statements and interviews." So, you all know what this is about. At the Cannes Film Festival, von Trier did a press conference for Melancholia in which he made some very stupid and ill-judged jokes about being a bit of a Nazi. Apparently, since then, the authorities have decided to investigate those comments, and von Trier has now said he won't do any more public statements or any further interviews. Well, many of you may have seen the interview that I did with von Trier for the Culture Show, in which I asked him about those comments at the Cannes Film Festival. He said it was a joke, the joke being that he grew up thinking that his father was Jewish. Turns out on his mother's deathbed that his biological father was in fact a German, therefore he grew up thinking he was Jewish. Turns out he was a bit of a Nazi. Boom. And I said to von Trier, the fact of the matter is, you're not a Nazi, but you say stupid things in public that you really shouldn't say. And he said, yes, I should never speak again in public. So, this statement raises two questions. Firstly, do we believe that von Trier will indeed retreat from all interviews and never speak again in public? Frankly, no. I don't see any more reason to believe that public statement than any other public statement that von Trier has made. I do believe that he says things in public to get a reaction. He's a provocateur. He's a prankster. I don't believe a word that he says in public. Also, you know what rock stars are like and filmmakers. They say, we're never going to speak to the press again, and then immediately they do. I would say it's going to be less than 2 years before we read an interview headlined, "Lars von Trier breaks his silence." You know, like all those interviews you used to get in Q magazine every other month. Sinead O'Connor breaks her silence. The second question, and perhaps the more worrying question, is should somebody be investigated for saying something as stupid, foolish and offensive as von Trier said at the Cannes Film Festival? And my feeling is no. People should have the right to be as stupid, foolish and offensive as they like. There's a great tradition of artists, filmmakers, pop stars doing it that goes way back. Anybody who was around the 1970s remembers David Bowie saying foolish, stupid and offensive things about Europe and fascism while dressed as the Thin White Duke. And many people are fans of Joy Division. The cover of their first EP was a picture of a little boy banging a tin drum, which looked pretty suspicious back then. The fact of the matter is, people need to be allowed to make fools of themselves and be offensive in public, and we have the right to say, you're a fool and that was offensive. The authorities really don't need to get involved. As far as von Trier himself is concerned, I guarantee you he will break this silence. And here's my promise to you. If von Trier doesn't break his promise to never speak to the press again, then I promise never to speak to the press again. You heard it here first.